Hey guys, welcome to HashPlay. Myself Siddharth Hariprasad, and today we're gonna talk about Apple. So let's get started. As usual, Apple had their special event on September 12th, 2018 this year, and we got introduced to 3 new iPhones and a new Apple Watch. So this video is a summary of the event and my thoughts on the new devices, and it's for those who do not have time or did not have time to watch the Apple event and want to get a summary and my opinion about the new devices. So let's go. Apple showed off 3 new iPhones: the iPhone XS, the iPhone XS Max, and iPhone XR. Okay, now some people might call it out to me that saying X is wrong because in the Apple event they said Apple 10R, 10S and 10S Max. It's okay either way. iPhone launched 3 iPhones, that is iPhone X or 10S, iPhone XS Max or 10S Max, and iPhone 10R or XR. So now going into the details, the XS and the XS Max are almost similar, while iPhone XR is the most varying in specs to these two. Apple claimed that XR is an iPhone for everybody with a lower cost. Well, I'll get to the cost part later. Let's look. I have the Apple site here, and let's look at the specifications. So the iPhone XS comes in 5.8-inch Super Retina display, while the XS Max comes with what Apple claims to be the biggest screen they have ever put on an iPhone, which is 6.5-inch Super Retina HD display. While the iPhone XR, due to cost cutting, has an LCD display of 6.1 inch, which, as always, Apple claims to be the best in the line, and so they had to give it a good name, and which was Liquid Retina HD display. Coming to the camera department, the XS and the XS and the XS Max have 12MP dual cameras on the back and 7MP true depth camera on the front, while the XR has 12MP single 12MP camera on the back and 7MP true depth camera on the front. On XS and the XS Max, one is wide angle while the other is telephoto in the back, and on iPhone XR they do only single camera. So you'll be thinking it won't have portrait, but no, all 3 phones have portrait in front and back, and they do it software based, and due to which they are able to give an option to edit the focal point from so you can change the depth of field. And coming to the security, the locking mechanism or unlocking mechanism, all 3 devices support Face ID only. Officially, Touch ID is dead. RIP Touch ID. Now, coming to the processor, all 3 have the same processor, that is the A12 Bionic chip with next generation neural engine, which Apple claims that it will perform all the neural network algorithms and AI related stuff much faster than the iPhone X or iPhone 10. And coming to water resistance, the iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max have IP68 rating, which means 2 meter water resistance for up to 30 minutes, while iPhone XR has IP67, that is 1 meter resistance for 30 minutes. All 3 support wireless charging to the Qi chargers. Let's go in detail with the display part, shall we? As I said, the XS and the XS Max have Super Retina displays, while XR has a Liquid Retina display, and the iPhone XS and XS Max have HDR support, while the iPhone XR doesn't. Now here's the biggest bummer for iPhone XR, that is the resolution. While the iPhone XS and XS Max have 2436 x 1125 pixel resolution at 458 ppi, that is for XS, and 2688 into 1242 pixel resolution at 458 ppi. So that is like very nice resolution, while iPhone XR has only 1792 into 828 pixel resolution at 326 ppi. So at the price point they are saying it is for regular people, and selling it at a specific price point which I'll tell later, and giving us 326 ppi on a 2018 model iPhone. So that is LCD. That is totally not 2018. Like Poco phone sells for 20,000 something, and it has a pretty good display, better than 326 ppi. All XS and XS Max have a nice contrast ratio of around 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio, while the iPhone XR has 1400:1. Now all three have true tone displays, white color display, but the iPhone XR does not have 3D touch, but they are adjusting that with haptic touch. So I don't know how that is going to be influencing in your choice of your iPhone, if at all you're going to buy. The iPhone XS Max will be the tallest, heaviest, the widest phone, while the iPhone XR will be the thickest with 8.3 millimeters, while iPhone XS and XS Max is just 7.7 millimeters. Going extra into the camera department, as I said before, the iPhone XS and XS Max have f1.8 aperture wide angle and f2.4 aperture telephoto lens, while the iPhone XR has only f1.8 aperture wide angle lens. All three have image stabilizations, while the XS and XS Max have dual optical image stabilization. XR has optical image stabilization for its single cam. iPhone XS and XS Max can do 2x optical zoom and digital zoom up to 10 times, while XR does only digital zoom up to 5 times. Then we have and as I said, portrait mode can be adjusted, and the iPhone XR supports portrait lighting with 3 effects: natural, studio and contour, while the iPhone XS and XS Max supports a stage mono and a stage feature extra. And all three cameras support smart HDR, which is a feature that Apple has brought newly to their devices. That is, the iPhones used to capture HDRs by capturing 3 photos at a time. That is, one at normal exposure, one at high exposure, and one at low exposure, and then merging them to create a HDR photo, just like how we normally capture HDR photos on DSLR cameras. But this time they have brought smart HDR that captures an extra 2 frames in between these 3 shots, which is analyzed by their neural networks to create a better outline of the object that we are photographing, and they use that to create a better HDR photos. Coming to video recording, all three have 4K, 24 FPS, 30 FPS or 60 FPS and 1080p at 30 and 60. They have extended dynamic range for video up to 30 frames per second, and all have optical image stabilization for video, and they support 2x optical zoom and 6 times digital zoom on the XS and XS Max, while XR supports 3 times digital zoom. Slow motion video supports for 1080p and 120 frames per second or 240 frames per second in XS and XS Max and XR. So this proves that a single camera can perform as well as a dual camera, except in the zooms categories. And I personally believe that zooming on a smartphone is quite rare nowadays. Like we tend to reach closer to get a good quality than zoom. As I said, the front camera does everything similar. Now coming to the cellular connections. All the iPhones support all the normal connections, but this time around iPhone is supporting dual SIM. At last, it's here. Dual SIM. How they're doing is a bit quite different from other manufacturers. What they're doing is they'll have a normal physical SIM, a nano SIM that you insert. That will be one SIM. And the second SIM is the eSIM, which they have, which works only with certain carriers. And in India, Vodafone, Jio, and Airtel support this. And so you can take a SIM and then scan its QR code, and then it'll get connected to your phone's eSIM. So that way you can get both standby and LTE extra. But since in China this eSIM technology is not recognized and they cannot use it with any carriers, what they do is they provide 2 nano SIMs. So if they could do that for China, they could do it for everybody, right? Well, it's Apple, they have to be different. Anyways, we get dual SIM, that's enough. It will have iOS 12. And now coming to the power and battery. Apple did not give us an mAh value, but instead told us that the iPhone XS will last 30 minutes longer than iPhone X. The iPhone X Max will stay for 1.5 hours longer than iPhone X, while the XR will stay for 1.5 hours longer than 8 Plus. And they're claiming the XS will have 20 hours talk time, and XS will have 25, and XR will also have 25, while XS will have 12 hours internet, the XS will have 13 hours internet, and XR will have 15 hours internet usage. And they include earpods with lightning connectors in all three. They have not changed the connector from lightning to USB-C. Now let's go to pricing, shall we? Now, normally when we think a phone for everybody or a phone for regular people, we think at about 20 to 40 or 20 to 30,000 rupees. Well, iPhone thinks that's not for everybody. Well, they think 76,900 rupees is for everybody. Yes, that's the price of iPhone XR 64GB. And for 128 you will be giving 81,900, while 256 will be 91,900. Yes, you heard me right. The phone for everybody that Apple claims costs 91,900 rupees. 91,900 rupees. Yes. That's just iPhone XR. The XS costs even more, starting at 99,900 rupees. For 64, 1,14,900 for 256GB, and 1,34,900 at 512GB. And XS is even more, starting at 1,09,900 rupees. That's 1,10,000 rupees for iPhone XS Max at 64GB storage. 256 goes up by it becomes 1,24,900, while 512 will cost you about 1,45,000 rupees. You can buy an awesome bike with 1,45,000. They're asking for a smartphone. I just don't know what Apple thinks. Like, they can put whatever price they want on that device and people run to shops and buy. Well, Apple, times are changing. People are going for the lower end, and yeah, even you recognize it by releasing a phone called it's for everybody. But you should think about the price. The price is what people are concerned. 76,000 is not what a person would pay on a normal basis for a phone. So just think it. Also, I forgot to mention the color variants for the iPhones. The iPhone XS is available in silver, space grey, and gold, while iPhone XS Max is also available in silver, space grey, and gold. Now, with iPhone XR, Apple has done something different. It has brought back the memories of iPhone 5C with various bright colors. That is, you get the normal space grey, which not actually space gray, like they call it black here. It's a bit more darker, and the old school white, not the one in the 10, like old school white, and the new colors are blue, yellow, coral, and obviously product red. And this time we're getting product red at the date of launch and not 6 months later like how we used to get it for other iPhones. Now anyways, let's go to the next device, the Apple Watch, which I think is far better compared to the iPhones. So we have the Series 4 this time, which has both GPS and cellular network. This time we have a bigger display. There are always two models of watches, smaller and the bigger. This time the bigger has a 44mm case, while the smaller is 40mm case. Last time it was 38 and 42. Also this time it is thinner at 10.7mm. The chip is an S4 64-bit dual-core S4 processor, which is up to 2 times faster than its predecessor S3. And this time it has an electrical heart sensor and second generation optical heart sensor. Now with the help of this electrical heart sensor and the electrodes built into the crown of the watch, Apple is claiming that it can take ECGs, electrocardiograms, that are normally taken in a clinic or in a lab. Now this it can be done on your phone and saves as a PDF which you can give to doctors. And in the event, the president of the American Heart Association spoke, and they seem to recognize the ECGs from the watch as a normal ECG and can be used for medical purposes. Also, another cool feature that Apple Watch has implemented this time is fall detection. It can detect trip falls, slip falls, and fall from heights. And it can also prompt you to call for help, and if you don't move after it detects a fall and you are immobile for 5 minutes, it will call for help on behalf of you. Now the digital crown has also been enabled with haptic feedback this time around. It comes in various finishes. Stainless steel comes in space black, silver and gold, while in aluminum also you get the same colors in both cellular plus GPS and the GPS only model. And also the Apple Watch Nike Plus is available in silver and space gray aluminum. It has all the same features. It is water resistant up to 50 meters like before, and it has improved accelerometers that can sense up to 32 G forces. This has been, and it also has an improved gyroscope which works in conjunction to find out if you fall, like the fall detection. The display is on the 44mm one, it is 368 into 448 pixels, while on the 40mm version is 324 into 394 pixels. And both these are LTPO OLED Retina displays with Force Touch at 1000 nits of brightness. And now coming to the power, it lasts up to 18 hours just like S3. The price for the watches haven't been released yet, so we'll have to wait for it. The watch now, Apple Watch now has better watch screens. That is, they have the what do you call it? Ambient watch displays, like kind of like with all this. One is called Vapor, where the vapor keeps on going in there. Then there is water and a fire. They look stunning. Like they look just awesome. I don't know how much it will affect the battery life, but it looks awesome. And also the whole UI of the watch has been redesigned to fill up the extra space and show you more stuff, and there have been addition of more new watch faces like these 3 and more. So that's my sum up about the event. And now, what do I think about this? Well, I think clearly that Apple has to get its pricing right. There may be people who are ready to pay 1,45,000 for a device, but that is not going to happen in most of the places in this world. Like most of the countries in the world today are not as developed as US or UK, or for that fact even Australia, Canada, and countries like India, China, etc. are not going to pay that kind of amount. I know China is developed, but still they are not going to pay that amount for a smartphone device. And putting a 76,000 rupee as a regular starting point will only hamper their sales, because nowadays more and more people are coming to the smartphone world. And when they look for a smartphone, obviously they want a cheap phone to start with. Nobody is going to pay 1,45,000 for their first phone, a smartphone. No, nobody will. They'll start out small. And if the least that you can offer is at 76,000 for your latest model, then nobody is going to opt for iOS. Nobody is going to opt for Apple. And once you get into the Android system, rarely do people, and especially if you get in early, rarely do people switch to iPhone. And even though iPhone users may not switch back to Android, but those who go from Android to iPhone are much less. So the main problem, Apple makes great devices. I don't say no. They do make great devices, but they need to consider their users and their needs much more. Like, they sell many devices, many places around the world. They should consider all of them, not just a few of them. That's it. Comment down in the description whether you're interested in selling a kidney for one of the new iPhones. So until next time, it's me Siddharth. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, dislike it. Do share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications.